Well, here we go, man. Everybody hates Arena. Let's be honest. Okay, fine. Some people like Arena, but the rewards are just too good to ignore, right? Whether that's just from climbing tiers in Classic Arena, so you get these passive stat bonuses across all of your champions in all areas of the game. Live Arena is an absolute bloody nightmare for anybody with the biggest krakens in the game, but getting those Live Arena medals to start leveling up your area bonuses on your account is a massive, massive deal too. And to be fair, Tag Arena is probably the most optional out of all of them, but it does get you some free shards every now and again, and your Drexstar fragments if you're a new player and stuff like that. So don't neglect Tag Arena when you're just getting started, but no one will blame you if you pay it a bit less attention once you've got your Drexstar. But all of this is to say is that even though Arena kind of sucks a little bit and, you know, most people just dislike the Arena experience overall, you might as well make it easy for yourself. So what is up, guys? This is Cobb. Welcome back to the account of Mr. D, where we're going to be fixing some Arena teams, talking about some different roles of champions you can build on your account that are going to make Arena 100 times easier with all kinds of champion examples and stuff like that as we go along the way. We're going to rebuild some champions too. It's going to be a hoot and a holler, so I hope you all are ready, man. Before we get started, if you're looking to create a new raid account, man, get that done immediately by clicking the beginner promo link. It's down below this video at the top of the description box, man. Just by clicking on that link and using that link on laptop or PC to create a new raid account, man, whether it's for you or for a friend, you're going to secure all of the free stuff that you see on screen right now on that new raid account and just get off to the best start possible. Man, there's no better beginner promo link going, so make sure to get it used if you're looking to create a new raid account, man. Okay. First and foremost, let's inspect the team that we are currently running on Mr. D's account in Classic Arena right here. This is crazy as hell. This account is in Gold 4 in Classic Arena, and we're still running the War Maiden as the decreased defense champion. This team could use a little bit of TLC, to say the least. So first and foremost, all we're going to do here is just build a new Classic Arena team on this account. We're going to be explaining champion roles and stuff as we go, some example champions that you can use to build your own you know, like Gold 5 Classic Arena team that's going to be able to farm up wins with no problem at all. Then we're going to move on to transitioning that team into Live Arena and one or two other roles that you can look to build to get yourself started in Live Arena. This is by no means going to be some crazy like Galaxy Brain guide or something like that. This is to get your foot in the door with Live Arena and get you some teams that can actually just farm you some wins at like a 50-50 win rate in Live Arena. You know what I'm saying? So first and foremost, 10-meter controllers. 10-meter controllers are the bread and butter of every single Arena team inside of Raid. Speed is basically king. Prime have tried to add some tools to the game that help you deal with these speed demon teams, but I don't know, bro, just having an extremely bloody fast Arbiter gets you very, very far in this game. The Arbiter on Mr. D's account right here doesn't even have any gear on, which is crazy. Arbiter, though, very, very uniquely strong, given that she's a free champion that you get on your account just by completing Arbiter missions. She brings a 30% ally speed in arena battles aura, which is very, very powerful for a freebie champion. And then she brings a big old 30% 10-meter boost on her A3 skill. Super, super useful for just getting your team to go fast. And while, again, going first in Arena isn't everything inside of Raid, it is a lot. Now, of course, when you're looking at just some other examples of 10-meter booster champions that I'm going to cover right now, when you're building teams for Tag Arena, you're going to need more than one 10-meter booster champion, of course, if you can, for all of your Tag Arena teams, as well as multiple 10-meter booster champions for Live Arena as well, because if somebody picks the Arbiter in Gold Rank Live Arena, you can't pick the Arbiter anymore. They've effectively banned you from picking the Arbiter in Gold Rank, right? Because the rules change a little bit. If somebody's picked a champion, you can no longer pick another copy of that champion, right? And so it pays to build multiple copies. Another great 10-meter booster is going to be Lysandra, who we also have on this account, of course. She brings a speed aura of 24% in all battles, so it's not as fast as the Arbiter, and she's going to struggle to keep up with Arbiter, but she's a decent backup. She brings an increased speed buff, 10-meter decrease for enemies, as well as 10-meter fill for allies, right? So very, very impactful champion. She can do the job. I won't cover many more champions like this because you kind of get the idea, right? Esther Dream Song. Speed on all battles by 28%. Big old 10-meter fills. She gets an extra turn and then places a decreased speed 10-meter decrease against enemies. Shu Zhen of the Shadowkin faction. Big old speed aura, 30%. So she rivals Arbiter in that sense. And then she brings 10-meter boost and 10-meter decrease for enemies. You get the idea. And if you're a super, super early game player watching this video right now, this will do just fine as well. High Katoon is the 30-day login reward champion. It's only a 19% speed aura, but it's active in Arena, and again, 10-meter boost and increased speed. Okay, this needs to be the fastest champion type, not just on your team, but honestly, probably on your entire account. Like having a super, like especially once you're actually prioritizing playing arena a little bit more on your account, farm up those medals and start playing in live arena and stuff. Your 10 meter booster and your main 10 meter booster on your account needs to be the fastest champion on your account. In fact, a lot of what you want to do when you're building a champion like an Arbiter on your account, or just your speed booster in general, is just give them the highest speed gear on your account. That's really it, right? You want to include gear that's in your storage as well as equipped on champs. I'm honestly fine to just leave all gear types here selected in artifact type. We're going to go to priority stats, okay? We're going to set speed to high priority, and then we're going to go all the way down to the bottom, hit this button that's above my head right now, hide set filters, and you're just going to take the fastest gear on the account and just put it on your Arbiter. That's really it. Now, I'm not allowed to sabotage the builds too much on Mr. D's account. He doesn't want me to mess with any of the speed gear that's on his Demon Lord Clan Boss team. I'm going to break that rule a little bit and steal like one piece off of one champion because I just feel like I have to. So some gear is going to come off the Fire King. It's a triple speed roll shield, as you can see. And yeah, with the build that I prepared right now, we're able to bump the Arbiter up to 301 speed. And I'd say hitting a 300 speed 10 meter booster is a good, you know, early mid-game goal to aim for. Like once you've got Arbiter on your account and stuff like that, you know, if you can hit 300 speed on your 10 meter booster, you're doing all right. You're doing all right, man. That's going to get your foot in the door in most areas of the game in terms of arena. Though by the time you hit gold rank in live arena, you might be up against like some 370, 380, 390 speed, you know, no lifers. But you know what, man? You will also have no life one day in the end, and you'll catch them up eventually, right? It's just a bit of a waiting game at that point. But that's going to be the Arbiter's build. Nice and simple. Just I don't even care about the stats on half the gear, by the way. She's like a random resistance chestplate. I wouldn't give a damn if this was flat attack, bro. If it's got like a double or triple speed roll, it would be going on the Arbiter, you know? All that matters is that you're going first. That is it, man. And again, I'll reiterate one final time in this video. This is to get people's foot in the door in terms of arena, right? Going first all the time doesn't actually matter quite as much the higher rank up you go and stuff like live arena, but that's more advanced stuff, okay? This is just getting people started. Now, next up in this team building exercise. Oh god, sorry. My wife's being an idiot in the kitchen right now. Whatever, dude. I'm gonna have to pause recording. What are you laughing at? She's too small to reach what she needs in the kitchen, man. One moment. Alright, man, we're back. God damn. Alright. Next role we're going to be covering, okay, is going to be nukers. Next one, is it the next most important role? Whatever, we're covering nukers next, man. For this account, it's easy. It's Alice, right? No problem. The reason it's Alice, okay, and this is the point I will make about what makes a good arena nuker on your account, is that they're not just a meatball damage dealer. You can throw Thorlin Foulbeard onto your arena team, and he's going to clap some cheeks, and he's going to do great. Until about gold 4 or gold 5 in classic arena, and until like low gold in live arena. Then there's going to be a lot of nerds that are running stuff like Stone Skin, or champions that have like automatic triggers on unkillable effects and stuff like that, and just having a raw damage dealer isn't quite going to cut it anymore. So if you can build one specialist PvP focused damage dealer, you're going to do great. What does that mean? Alice, she brings attack all enemies, right? A chance of increasing the cooldowns of all enemy skills by 2 turns. This is important. Your arena nuker needs to bring a little bit of extra spice. The best arena nukers inside of Raid bring ways and means of doing damage to the enemy team through these kind of special effects and extra little bits of utility. They're going to cause your opponent problems in more ways than just damage. They bring good damage to the table, but that's not all they bring. This is why, starting off with epic champions, this is why a champion like Gembo the Dishonored is one of the better arena nukers in the game. As far as epic champions go, he's not the best. Hopefully you can do better than a Gembo, but if he's what you got, he's what you got, right? Not only does he self-buff with increased crit and increased crit damage, then get an extra 10, and then attack all enemies, which is great, like, that's fine. The real good bits about Gembo are the fact that he has a chance of decreasing the duration of enemy buffs by 1 turn, so he can do things like peel away low resistance opponents that are using Stone Skin buffs, so you can peel those away a little bit, can reduce the buff duration on stuff like that, and he also brings a speed aura for 20% as well, which you might find utility with in things like Tag Arena if you're a little bit pushed for options in terms of auras. That's why the Gembo's a decent nuker, you know, the damage is a bonus, the damage is great, but it's these little extra bits of utility that he's bringing to the table that actually make him pretty decent. Another good example, epic champion, is going to be Gala Longbraids. Gala is so saucy because of her extra turn mechanics. So she smacks him with this A3 and ignores all kinds of target defense, and she gets an extra turn if she has full HP after using this skill, right? So as long as you get to go first with the Agala Longbraids, you can hypothetically just one-shot an enemy with this A3 skill, get an extra turn, and then smack him with the big old A2 as well. You might need to run someone on your team with like a bolster set or a shield set. And then she ignores all kinds of defense with this A2 as well. So you basically get 2 one-shots for free right away at the start of the game. Another example could well be the likes of a Phoenix, who brings a very, very hard-hitting A1 skill. What's his bonus? He brings along a Block Revive on his A1, right? Block Revive, just in general, is a great, great effect to bring along, of course, on your damage dealers. Foley of the Dark Elves is an incredible, incredible example of a Block Revive champion as well, with a big old attack all enemy smack that decreases enemy turn meter, and enemies killed by this skill cannot be revived. So this guy is absolutely popping. Yeah. Very, very good option. Oh yeah, he's also very, very hard to control as well. If an enemy places a hard crowd control skill on him, or at least a lot of the hard crowd control skills, stun, freeze, that kind of thing, he instantly removes the debuff and then boosts his turn meter by 50%, which can get you to some surprise kills as well inside a live arena. Other examples of champions like this that just bring extra tools to the table as well as just killing stuff very, very well is going to be Rotos the Lost Groom. Good old He-Man, if you were, I'd say, lucky enough to get him, but spent enough to get him, brings an attack that pierces through Stone Skin completely. And same as good old Granite Doorkeep, recent fusion champion, pierces Stone Skin, block damage, unkillable, all of that good stuff on his A3, right? So again, extra spice. Next champion type that you might want to bring along is a utility type champion, right? So you're going first because of the Abaddon. We've got the damage with the Alice. Now it's time to bring along something like, to be honest, on this account, it's probably going to be... Wait a minute, where the hell is he? Oh, there he is. Just a flat upgrade to the War Maiden with a decreased defense champion via the Deacon Armstrong, who's going to need to be the second fastest champion on the team. He's going to bring some turn meter boost, some turn meter decrease for enemies, and then a big AoE decreased defense after he gets that extra turn, right? So just paving the way for Alice to come in and just get a big old one-shot with that A2. And so here we basically got the makeup of just a very, very beginner-friendly type, like archetype of team. Just a go-first type team where you're just trying to be faster than your opponent, land the decreased defense, and just one-shot everything. It's like the most simple type of team that you can build. But this utility champion slot is going to change quite a bit as you advance in rank a bit in Classic Arena and start to play a lot more in Live Arena, right? The utility slot ends up being stuff like buff strip, for example. And the reason it sort of changes over time is because the higher and higher rank you get, the more opponents you're going to run into that are running Stone Skin. And so you're just not going to, like, even if you go first, if 3 out of 4 enemies on the enemy team are rocking a Stone Skin buff, you're going to fail to land the decreased defense from your Deacon Armstrong or your War Maiden in this case, and you're not going to be able to kill them through Stone Skin because, you know, you're like, your Alice can smack them as hard as she wants. She's just not going to kill them through Stone Skin. It just is what it is, you know? And so you need to start building champions that can deal with those Stone Skin buffs. What the hell? I forgot I forgot that Madame Ceres was a Dark Elf? What the? I mean, she's undead hordes. What are we talking about, man? Look at her, dude. She ain't got no pointy ears. Whatever, man. Revivers, by the way, can actually fit into this sort of like utility slot in your arena team as well. If that's the way that you want to go, is just a bit of a slower team with Stone Skin, like a Stone Skin Reviver and stuff. That can totally be something that you do in Live Arena. Sorry, in Classic Arena. In Classic Arena, though, people tend to want faster games, or at least I do. You know, I just want to be able to blast through and get 5 to 10 games done in like 5 to 10 minutes, ideally, you know. So Madame Ceres is a great, great option. She brings, of course, remove all buffs from enemies, then place decreased attack, decreased defense, okay? Great option for utility champion. Bring her in nice and fast, second fastest in the team, just a little bit slower than your 10 meter booster, so she gets in and gets to use the skill right away and peels all of those buffs, or as many buffs as possible at least, from the enemy team. Then paving the way for your nuker to come in and clap some cheeks. Lord Entertainer Fabian is one of those forever champions in Raid. If you've got a Lord Entertainer Fabian in your account, Mr. D actually does on his account, which is great. It's just not booked. So get this champion fully built out. Again, second fastest on your team, reason attack all enemies. 100% chance before attacking of decreasing the duration of all enemy buffs by 3 turns. Bloody good stuff, you know? Oh yeah, also increases the cooldowns of all enemy skills by 3 turns as well, and brings a speed aura, and counterattacks like crazy because of his passive with this A2, which was his Petrify. Like, just a fantastically good legendary champion for this kind of role. You can also occupy this utility role with a second damage dealer like a Sun Wukong, as long as they're bringing ways and means of peeling buffs, man. Again, it's just about dealing with Stone Skin, which is going to show up more and more and more the higher rank that you go in Classic and in Live Arena. So Sun Wukong, before attacking, steals all buffs from all enemies, then plays block buffs. So instead of just building him as an out-and-out damage dealer, build him with decent damage, but very, very high accuracy and decent speed, and you just bring a 28% speed aura as well into arena battles. He can do the job of being the buff strip and sort of like a backup damage dealer. Good old Marius is obviously absolutely busted for this job. The likes of an Esme can do the job as well. Again, she brings like a sort of minor speed aura, but again, just a means of peeling enemy buffs on a 3. Or if you're lucky enough to have an Armand, he can do the job as well, again with sort of a backup speed aura that you can use in Live Arena to try and get him through the draft, and then a means of removing buffs from enemies and placing sheep on a single target on his A3. But for now, on Mr. D's account, we're going to stick with the Deacon for now. We're mostly focusing on Classic Arena, and we're only in Silver in Live Arena, so we don't have to worry too much about being too sweaty about building a Live Arena team just yet, though again, I will touch on that and some other roles that we haven't touched on just yet. But yeah, our fourth and final champ for this squad, honestly, for most players in this kind of situation, I'd say either just throw in a second damage dealer in a team like this, you know, just throw a second damage dealer in there, or even just go in and throw in the likes of a Lilitu and throw in a Reviver in the team. That can work totally fine as well. Stone Skin on a Reviver can work great. On this team, though, I'd actually recommend that we throw in what I like to call the wildcard type of champion, right? And for this team, that's going to mean a Hegemon, okay? Why do I put Hegemon in, like, not a damage dealer, not a utility category? I put him in this wildcard category because he's a very, very unique PvP specialist type champion because of his passive, okay? He always goes first every round. Means you can build well, as you can see right here, a very, very slow Hegemon and just focus on damage and accuracy and all these things. And his build isn't very good, by the way. This is the best I can build him in terms of accuracy and crit rate and crit damage and stuff on this account. The gear choices are just a little bit limited, but because he always goes first every single round, sort of no matter what, unless there's a faster Hegemon on the enemy team, it means he gets to open up with this A2, which is an attack all enemies, places decreased attack, and has a chance of placing block active skills for 2 turns. It throws a massive, massive wrench in the works of whatever the hell your opponent is planning. And these wildcard type champions, again, they're most often seen really inside of Live Arena. At the end of the draft as like the 5th pick in Live Arena, you can pick the likes of a Hegemon, or you can pick the likes of a Tormund the Cold. And Tormund, what the hell does he do on his passive? Well, he's got himself a 30% chance booked of placing a freeze debuff on the enemy each time they receive a buff or have their 10 meter filled. Okay, so if it looks like your opponent has just got a faster build than you, maybe they got the Arbiter pick and you didn't, you can just last pick a Tormund, and you're basically then forcing your opponent to say, oh crap, do I ban the Tormund? Or do I ban the, like, Lysandra or whoever their 10 meter booster is and just try and hope that the Tormund doesn't freeze my guys, you know? Again, a wildcard pick inside of Live Arena like this can really shake up the draft and throw a huge, huge wrench in the works of what your opponent is planning. I don't like to cover mythical champions in these videos, but Sigvrid is exactly a champion like this with his passive. Sigvrid, if this champion is about to get killed by a fatal hit, you block that damage, place block damage on Sigvrid for 2 turns, and then fill his 10 meter by 100%, which then allows him to transform and get the revive off, right? Yeah, it's obviously very, very powerful stuff, and it completely changes the way that your opponent is planning on playing the game. Another champion like this, good old Marichka, right? Speed Aura is great. Her kit on its own is pretty good. Debuff Cleanse, all that kind of stuff, 10 meter boost. Her passive, revive all dead allies with half HP and 75% 10 meter whenever Marichka is killed. You have a reviver on your team that can revive the Marichka. Oh my god. Does that get it becomes a huge headache very, very quickly for your opponent. So again, wildcard type champ. Another great example would be Calvalax. This will be the last one that I touch on, but at the start of combat, places 4 poison debuffs on all enemies for 2 turns at the start of each round. Paired up with just the right relic. I forget the name of the gosh darn relic now, but can make your poisons just do ungodly damage and put massive pressure on your opponents straight away. At the start of combat, especially if you suspect that your opponent has not many Stone Skin buffs on his team, like he's running a couple of 10 meter boosters and he's just trying desperately to go first in Live Arena, you last pick a Calvalax. Let him go first. His 10 meter boosters might just one-shot themselves through crazy poison damage, you know? And so this is it. This is the team. This is the team that I'll be playing inside of Classic Arena, man. Let's see if we actually have what it takes here to do something. as the good old Hegemon comes in first, gets off his block active skills, but only on one champion out of the few. But looks like our Arbiter is going to be fast enough, get up the decreased defense from the Deacon, and then we get to one-shot everything anyway with the Alice. So there you go. Hegemon didn't do a whole lot for us in that game, for example, but you know, you can see what he's trying to do. And that right there was really just the benefit of just having a faster 10-meter booster than what your opponent is running, right? Making sure that the Arbiter always gets to go first like this. This is the power of a go first style arena team. There's nothing much more to say, really. The Calvalax also landed the block active skills on the Tagore, meaning that he's not able to come in with the revive, which is bloody useful because we are going to take some smacks here before the Alice gets to come on in and secure the win. So this is the squad I'd run in Classic Arena. Now, the difference with Live Arena is that eventually, even if you just play like one game a day for your dailies, right, eventually you are going to get to a point where you hit in on gold rank. And again, the battle rules change a little bit. Every champion picked for battle must be unique, meaning if your opponent picks an Arbiter before you, you can't pick the gosh darn Arbiter anymore. That means that you need to build 2 or 3 10-meter boosters on your account as you're starting to approach gold rank, okay? Because honestly, Arbiter is going to be like first pick for a lot of people as soon as they start hitting games in gold bracket, which is effectively going to ban you from picking it. You know what I'm saying? So also inside of Live Arena, you're going to want to start thinking about building the other champion type that we just kind of brushed over so far that deserves and requires a hell of a lot more attention. That's going to be the Reviver type champion, which you don't see people use that often inside of Classic Arena. Some people do, some people don't. Again, I prefer faster games, win or lose, honestly, so I just don't bother. You can build it for Classic Arena if you want. In Live Arena, it's kind of a must that you have at least one Reviver champion in your team. In this Reviver champion, the likes of a Duchess will be able to do a great job. Not only does she bring Revive, but she also gets to place Veil buff on all allies except herself for 110, which is great because that's going to protect your nukers, your damage dealers from being targeted by direct skills. And you're probably going to have your Duchess built in Stone Skin. 99% of the time when it comes to your Revivers inside of Live Arena, they're going to be built in Stone Skin, at least 6 pieces of Stone Skin, so that they get 2 turns duration on their Stone Skin buff. So Duchess is a great option, just touching on her. For epic options, does it get a lot better than... Wait a minute, is it Cardinal? Yeah, it is good old Cardinal. So Cardinal, as far as epic champions go, is kind of unbelievable as a Reviver, and she might well be one of the first, you know, PvP-focused Revivers that you build out, because she brings a big old Revive on all dead allies, small heal, but it boosts their 10 meter to max, okay? So if you got your Cardinal in 6-piece Stone Skin, you know, IHP, defense, but also a lot of resistance, so that she's not going to get that Stone Skin buff stripped, she's gonna get this revive off, and it basically gives your entire team just like an instant turn effect as soon as they get revived, and you can just turn the entire fight on its head. Great PvP reviver for getting started. Sifi the Lost Bride is going to be another great option, placing block debuffs and allies for 2 turns. Bit of 10 meter fill, so you might want to build her in a slightly faster Stone Skin set. She also places increased defense and increased speed, which is lovely. You might want to build her in a protection set. That's very fast as well. She brings so many unique buffs to the table that potentially having those protected can be very powerful as well. And then of course she brings the all-important revive on the A3. You definitely see this a little bit less often, but honestly, Glycad can be a Giga Chad reviver as well. Inside of PvP, he's kicked my ass a couple times. He brings a speed aura of 19%. He brings the big old revive, which is pretty lovely, but he also brings an increased attack buff that brings 10 meter boost and perfect veil buff on all allies except the Glycad. Again, with that really deeply annoying effect of placing Veil on all allies except the Glycad, means that you can build him in a decently fast Stone Skin set, same as the Duchess. Lady Noelle is another great option also, as well as Pythion of the Lizardmen faction, who brings debuff cleanse, bit of healing, blah, block debuffs, all of that good stuff, and then he also takes care of the revive as well. So Pythion's also a very solid option as PvP reviver. So if I was looking to draft like a beginner Live Arena team on this account and I was playing Live Arena, it would be this team right here that I'm building up now at the top. It starts with Arbiter. I try and first pick her every single game that I possibly could. My second pick would probably be the Lysandra, especially if the Arbiter gets taken, right? We need some kind of 10 meter boost or increased speed champion, so a nice fast Lysandra will be able to do that job. I probably then lock in the damage dealer with the Alice. She'll be less and less contested as you get towards gold, but certainly in silver rank Live Arena, there's probably going to be quite a lot of Alices, so I get her locked in relatively early in the draft. Then you probably want to go ahead and pick up the Duchess or your Reviver of choice. And then last in the draft is a great time to pull the trigger on the likes of the Hegemon and locking in your wildcard champion. That's going to make your opponent all of a sudden say, okay, until I saw the Hegemon, I was definitely going to ban the Arbiter. And now I've got a big decision to make because I kind of don't want either of these champions to get through. And that's the real point of a wildcard type champion for me. Now, I'm no crazy expert in live arena, and there's probably like a billion little tips and tricks and tidbits and stuff that I missed along the way in this video. So if there's any live arena giga chads that are watching this video, make sure to go ahead and plop any tips that you've got that I missed in this video down below in the comments, man, and help some people out. But yeah, this would be like my comprehensive guide for just building towards building powerful arena teams on your account over time, at least to get you into like the lower gold ranks of live arena and get you up to like gold 5 inside of classic arena, which I think is what most people are pretty comfortable with. Most people don't really want to push more than that, you know, so myself included. Anyways, man, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you also enjoyed this one, man. If you did, be sure to like on the video and all that good stuff. And of course, if you're looking to start off a new raid account, get that done right now by clicking on the beginner promo link that's down below this video at the top of the description box, man. Use that link to create a new account for all of the free stuff that you see on screen right now. Do please enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to catch all of you guys just a tad bit later, man.